Akademiks can't ride no wave.
We need to find more money. I've always told you the record labels, the reason why they're not a monopoly is that they don't own the streaming services. They don't own the stores that their records get sold in. They don't own the customer data. They really don't own anything. And that's been one of their detriment, low key, but it's something that's protected them from antitrust lawsuits and stuff of the sort. So they focus on catalog. One people who are involved, or one set of group of people who are involved in the music creation or music business is Live Nation. And Live Nation, who, by the way, is a part owner of Rock Nation, part owner of Ticketmaster, well, the owner of Ticketmaster. They have licensing and other deals with every big festivals. They pretty much have conquered the live space. And if you're doing concerts with them, you're doing it at their venues or doing it something, whatever. They are people who are incredibly not only monopolistic, but greedy. Okay. Now, it's now come down that, remember I told you the DOJ settled for like, let's see, how much did DOJ settle for? DOJ settled Live Nation. Reportedly was $280 million, I believe, right? So, $280 million, right? So it was the DOJ and 40 states, or actually 39 states in the District of Columbia. The DOJ, who was leading this whole thing, said we'll take the $280 million, we're good. People pointed out, like, yo, that's kind of fraudulent. If you think these guys are a monopoly, why would you take a settlement that's only equal to 4 days of revenue for this company? This company's fucking a behemoth. Like, they're a monopoly. Why'd you file a civil antitrust particular civil suit to try to, help consumers if you will settle for 4 days of revenue? Now, it came with some concessions. They had to divest certain things and change up some rules with certain things, allow like SeatGeek and other places to be able to sell certain amount of tickets, half the tickets or whatever the case is. But the DOJ, the Department of Justice, was okay with hopping out the lawsuit. Now, the other 39 states and also District of Columbia, they basically said, hey, this doesn't help us. The feds just basically got their win, but we need win, and that's why we joined. And they're like, we want to continue the lawsuit. So one person selling the lawsuit didn't end the lawsuit. So the lawsuit continued, and essentially, remember, this was mid-trial where DOJ popped out. So the lawsuit's already going on, and in the trial, apparently two employees of Live Nation, the global entertainment company behind the popular ticket platform Ticketmaster, joked and bragged about their ability to gouge customers and charge high fees in private. And they were made public in recently unsealed court documents. This is from somebody named Ben Baker, who was the head of ticketing for Venue Nation. Okay? Says these people are so fucking stupid. Right? That's what he says. These people are so stupid. He's referring to the company's customers, which is Live Nation's people who go see concerts. He says, I got VIP parking up to $250. That's what another person said. His name is Jeff Weinhold. He says, I actually feel bad. I almost feel bad about taking advantage of them. Okay? The discussions that were detailed in the unsealed court documents are part of the U.S. DOJ's antitrust lawsuit against Live Nation. The DOJ in 40 states sued them, alleging that they had developed a live event ticketing monopoly. Both parties settled on March 9th, with Live Nation standing by his claim that the Justice Department allegations against was without merit, and the company would not admit any wrongdoing. Despite the settlement proposal, New York Attorney General Letitia James said in a statement that her and more than 24 fellow state attorneys, so at least 24 other states, were going to still pursue litigation against Live Nation separate from the Justice Department. Many of the messages contained in the documents referred to ancillary services. At one point, Baker appeared to brag about implementing overcharges. He says, I gouge them on ancillary prices to make up for it. He says, preferred seating, baby. So people who wanted to have preferred seating at concerts, you're getting fucking charged through the ass. In other messages shared via the communication platform Slack, two employees discussed how much they could charge customers for parking while offering them few to no amenities. Someone says, I charge $50 to park on the grass. Ha ha ha. Then they said, I charge $60 to park on the closer grass. Oh my God. $100 for oversized, which doesn't give you any benefits. There's no RV plugins, and you still have to walk 3/4 of a mile. He says, I'm robbing them blind, baby. That's how we do it. So it's now being unsealed that Live Nation's employees were bragging about robbing you guys for paying for parking on grass and all these other places where even after you paid for parking, sometimes $70, you would still have to walk 3/4 of a mile. A representative for Live Nation condemned the employees' messages in a statement. So, Live Nation trying to act like, oh, we don't fuck with what they said. It says, we'll be looking into this matter promptly. The Slack exchange from one junior staffer to a friend doesn't actually reflect our values or how we operate, because this was a private Slack message. Leadership learned of this when the public did, and they'll be looking into it promptly. Our business only works with fans have great experiences, which is the reason why we've capped amphitheater venue fees at 50% and invested $1 billion in the last 18 months into U.S. venues and fan amenities. ABC News attempted to contact the people. They did not receive a response. Chat, this is really nasty. It's ugly. Live Nation, we're going to see, just to, I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit of more info for you guys. Let's go to Variety. Variety always has some stuff. So this was a 2022 conversation. Keep in mind, this is right after the pandemic. So a lot of people are outside and people are ready to go to these concerts, and they were paying any type of money to be, quote unquote, outside. All right. Per Bloomberg and court records, they said they're stupid for paying such high fees. They said the VIP parking at a show, they priced up to $250 for one spot. So I actually feel bad for taking advantage of them. Wow. Baker was most recently head of ticketing for Live Nation, and he was expected to testify this week, while Weinhold is a senior ticketing director in the Washington area. Live Nation reached a settle with DOJ. However, the other states want to continue and will continue their legal action versus Live Nation. New York, California, and Colorado are all in the mix. Really sad. Chat, at the end of the day, Live Nation is proven to us why, as vibrant as shows are, because we love watching our favorite artists live, people who are going through financial crisis or who are lacking an abundance of, disposable income, they don't want to go to shows no more. Because Live Nation, they monopolized it. They forced the prices up. They're taking advantage of the audience. If you guys have been to a show, you guys can tell me how much you spent. You went with your girl. Maybe you went with a friend group. You get there. They don't allow no bottles in, no nothing. You're thirsty. You want a water. You go to buy a water. It's $10. You basically want to drive your car. It's either you park your car like 20 miles away from the venue and you're still going to have to Uber, or if you park your car half a mile from the venue, you're going to have to pay $70. So let's start doing the math already. We're not talking about your outfit. We're not talking about your ticket. Those two things are going to cost no matter what. But by the time you get to the venue, these are additional set of money that you actually have to enjoy yourself. Well, do you have money for parking? If not, you're going to be taking the bus, walking, hiking, riding a bike. What are you going to do? So you got to pay $70. Okay, you get in there. You couldn't bring your water in. You can't bring anything in. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you want to have like a date experience? You want to have like a drink? All right, cool. Well, some food, a drink, another $70. And that's just for you. You and your girl, $100. Okay? Now, we're just assuming that you're trying to have a good time. You're not like fucking penny pinching. So you spend $70 for the parking. For you and your girl, or for you and, whatever, you might spend up to $100. You're out $170. Right? They're selling merch there. In some contracts, Live Nation controls that or gets a piece of that. You spend another $200 on merch. You're down $470 already. Do you get what I'm saying? You might want to have, oh, okay, you got there early. You want to get to the lounge because they have these lounges. Like, hey, you don't have to sit outside and wait in line. You get to the lounge. You could chill, blah, blah. The lounge is going to cost you $300. So Live Nation created this way where they could siphon off, despite what you pay for the ticket, despite what you invested in, whether your outfit or whatever, to get to the venue, they can still siphon off a good $500 easily off you. Parking, food, preferred seating, memorabilia, other things. That's a good finesse. And if there's no other competitor, nobody else could have parking, nobody else could sell stuff in here but us. It's our ticketing venue. We could upsell. Also, what they do with ticket pricing, when they have a lot of demand, they'll fluctuate. Can't beat it, bro. Live Nation, again, I don't really necessarily have a problem with them, but I do believe if you love the community of live events, they must be stopped. And they must be stopped in a way where it is in the consumer's favor to have options. It's in the consumer's favor to do what they need to do. Not they're just kind of like just running everybody's pocket. So it's kind of fucked. Real quick chat. I want all y'all to start heading over to Kick, please. Kick.com/academics. We still got a couple more topics that we're going to get to on Kick, but I do need you guys to head over to Kick. Please head over to Kick. Head over to Kick. Now, I wanted to watch this video as we actually head over to Kick, right?